In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Chapter 23, section 5. Now Jesus is, in the following section, particularly in this chapter, is condemning in very forthright terms the ways of the priest, who are the Sadducees, the Pharisees and the scribes, and calls them as hypocritically pious or sanctimonious beings. So he continues and says in 5, but all their works they do for to be seen of men. For whatever they do is a big show. It's a big show. The bigger the show, less is their piety there. It's a big show, grand show. Bigger the magnificence of a synagogue or a temple, the less piety is exhibited. So, all those, because in all these, that which sanctifieth the temple or a synagogue is God, which is there. Whether it be a chapel, is the presence of God which sanctifies. Whether it be a small chapel, it doesn't matter. Small prayer room, it's God. So, irrespective of the size of the structure, which has been built for man's vanity. For man's vanity. But the real temple is a temple of one's heart. That's the inner temple. And the outer temple is the universe, the world around, that is planet Earth. So he says, but all their works they do for to be seen of men, just as a show off, just to show that they are pious people. They make broad their phylacteries. Phylacteries, I understand, is a small basket in which inscriptions of the scriptures is written. And not only that, they also inscribe on their forehead and on their arms certain inscriptions from the text to indicate that they are holy and pious people. Make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. So even the borders of the garments have been enlarged to show that we are holy people indeed. And these furthermore, these priests, and love the uppermost rooms at feast. Where there is a feast, they want to have the special rooms and special delectables to eat. And the chief seats in the synagogues, and even in the synagogues too, they want the chief seats, the primary seats. Reserved, VIP. And nowadays they have VVIP, very, very important. So it is not only VIP, VVIP. So they occupy special seats. And chief seats in the synagogues. And greetings in the markets. They go about the markets to show their importance. And receive greetings, and to be called men and rabbi. So rabbi means master. So it enlarges their vanity. or their ego. But be not be called rabbi, but you people, you multitude, don't ever call yourself as a rabbi. Why? But be not you be called rabbi. For there is one who is your master. For one is your master. Even Christ, even Christ means even of Christ. There is one who is a master. The master of the universe, the Lord of the universe. And all are brethren. All of you are brethren indeed. Equal brothers. Because you are the children of God. So that is why earlier also Jesus said, those who follow the will of my Father, they are my brothers and sisters. When his physical mother and his step-brothers came there to meet him and see him and seek an audience, he said, those who follow the will of my Father are my brethren and my mother. So here, even Jesus himself, and all our brethren, we are all brethren. And call no man your father upon the earth. Call no mortal man your father. For one is your Father which is in heaven. So only the Father who is in heaven, the good Father, He is the only Father of you and of all mankind. The one who has created the heavens and the earth and everything. He is the only Father He is called the Father because He is the Father of the universe. He fathered the universe and fathered you too. Therefore He is the good Lord, is the only Father. Neither be you called master. For one is your master, even Christ. So even of Christ, though it's written as even Christ, even of Christ. For neither be called masters. Don't be called as masters. For one is your master, with a capital M. There's only one master, who is the master of the universe. Even Christ, even of Christ too. Even of Christ too. So neither call Christ as your master. That's another way of putting it. So do not even call Christ as your master. So even of Christ there is a master. But he that is greatest amongst you shall be your servant. But consider this and understand this. Amongst you, who is the greatest? Whoever is the greatest among you shall be your servant, and he shall be the servant. The greatest amongst you shall be the servant of all the others, because he will minister unto them. He will minister unto them. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. So whoever shall consider himself as high and mighty, exalt himself. A lot of people do that. The higher the ego, the higher they feel that they are on top of the world. And in due course, and in due time, he shall be abased. He will be brought down. Such a person will sooner or later will be brought down. And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. He that shall humble himself and become nothing, humble himself and in due course become nothing, he shall be exalted. Exalted means shall be exalted to his divine status. To be exalted to his divine status as God. So he who humbles himself. So that is why humility is enjoined as a virtue, to be observed and so instructed in all religious traditions. Its significance is that the more humble you become, the more less egotistical you are, and you begin to dissolve your ego. And as your ego gets totally dissolved and disappear, you shall be exalted to your divine status. Then in 13 he says, "But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, so you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, woe unto you, you hypocrites." Hypocrite is one who says something and does something else, or who does not do what he says. He's a hypocrite. "For you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men." For you hypocrites, what do? You close the doors of the kingdom of heaven against people. How? By leading them in the wrong direction, giving them a wrong presentation, giving them wrong guidance, wrong sayings. Therefore, you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. Can you suspend it for a moment?